Hi, guys. Well, happy Wednesday. I don't know if you can hear the gardener in the background. I hope it isn't interfering with the sound. If it is, remember there is closed captioning on YouTube, so that's a backup. All right, who's first in the room? Or now up to four people in the room. All right. Well, we'll be getting underway pretty soon, and we have a fair number of announcements, and we're going through the second part of media law, which I think is the most fascinating chapter in the course, but that's just me. Hello, Serena and Evelyn and Haley. You are all the early arrivals. That's great. All right. And Rafa and Carly. Hey, we're getting pretty close to a holiday weekend, and we're going to talk about that in the question of the day. Well, let's see. What else? What else? I'm looking at the sky. Boy, not a not a cloud in the sky from what I can see. Should be a very nice afternoon if you're able to get out after class. Hello, Bubba T. Just about to begin. 10. Oh, the computer just said 10:45. Time to start. All right. Several of you have sent me your summaries of the media panel that was run through Career Education last week. For those of you who would like to have another shot at that, tomorrow early evening, there is going to be a second media panel. And I think this is of interest if you want to be a graphic designer or a professional photographer. All the particulars on how to get to that panel. Hi, Farah. How you doing? All the particulars on how to get to that panel are in one of the announcements on Canvas. I think I have it headlined as Media Panel 2. And again, if you want extra credit for it, just write a 300-word or so summary and send it off to me. Up next, fall priority registration has begun. And I recommend that you sign up for classes as soon as you possibly can. All the early indicators are that because of the downturn in the economy, we're going to have a great increase in students and a great decrease in funding, which is going to mean that not everybody is going to get the classes they want. So therefore, the earlier you can sign up, the better it is for you. Hello, Arlene. Good to have you here. Another announcement. I have posted on Canvas an email I got the other day. It is about a California state program that provides financial assistance to undocumented workers who have been who've lost their jobs due to the current COVID crisis. Apparently, the federal relief for people who have lost their jobs, has some holes in their safety net. Let's put it that way. And so the email that is in Canvas announcements talks about the state program that could help, somebody who might happen to be undocumented and out of their job because of this current COVID crisis. Next announcement: no class on Monday. It is Memorial Day. I always find Memorial Day as a particularly nice holiday because it means we're almost through the spring semester. ASGCC student body elections are continuing. My policy was any candidate who approached me online this semester and said, hey, I have a virtual campaign poster or a campaign video, would you link to it? Sure. So I had one candidate and her slate of other candidates who came to me, gave me their links, and I put them in the announcements. Now, please note that that does not mean that I am in favor or against that candidate. I'm totally neutral on all these elections. But I will say that getting involved in student leadership activities, whether it be student government or being on the student newspaper or something else, that's a good thing. College is more than just earning units and getting grades. All right, next announcement. Last Friday, I dropped some students who I judged as not really participating in the class anymore. Now, all of these names that I see here, you're obviously safe. But what teachers are told to do is when you get near the final drop date, go through your rosters and find people who have a bunch of missing work. And with Canvas, you look to see when was the last time they log in, and oh gosh, it was in April sometime, that kind of thing. Drop them for their own good. And that's what I did. If you feel that you were wrongly dropped, send me an email. We will work it out. Hello, Marina. Supplemental instruction. Stephanie was able to hold her supplemental instruction on Discord yesterday. And I assume that it was a very packed hour because she went through both advertising and public relations. Next week, she will be doing Chapter 13, Media Law. By the way, there's only 2 more SI sessions. Media Law next week, and then after that, Final Exam SI. So we are really, really getting down to it. All right, next thing. Joel. Joel is giving a good review for the SI. It was very entertaining as well as informative. If you can hit both of those things, that's great. That really is. That's great. This is quiz week. Quiz 3, which covers chapters 9, 10, and 11. Quiz 3 will be up through Sunday. It's multiple choice. It's easy. You get more than one try. Just get it done, earn points, move forward. That's the key to my classes. All right, especially this semester. Which brings us to number 6. This was a thing that I think we went through enough on Monday, but just in case there's someone here who wasn't here on Monday, there were 6 field trips that were canceled this semester due to COVID. Each of those field trips were worth 5 points. And so I didn't know who was going to show up for what field trip. So I gave you a free 30 points. Now, if you remember, there was one field trip that we were able to hold. It was March 11, and it was the taping of America's Got Talent. And those students got 10 additional points for that one because TV tapings are long, especially America's Got Talent is really long. I had a couple of students, I guess out of concern, email me and say, "Oh, I only got 30 out of 40 points on my field trips. Won't that lessen my percentage and lessen my grade?" No, I don't do percentages. I just do point totals. So ignore the percentages. Canvas is percentage happy. All right, next thing. We are up to the question of the day. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, we are coming up to Memorial Day weekend. And it's a nice 3-day holiday. I mean, it's not like Christmas or Thanksgiving where there are certain expectations that are surrounding the holiday. Memorial Day, you can kind of do what you want, right? So the question of the day is, what plans do you have for your Memorial Day weekend? And how will this year's plans be different from a normal year? So, what plans do you have for this upcoming Memorial Day weekend? And how will this be different than a more normal year? So, while you're thinking of that, I'll tell you about what I usually do on Memorial Day. And for about the last 30 years, uh, I've been going to Paso Robles in Central California to a thing called the Great Western Bicycle Rally. And, it's lovely rolling countryside. There's a lot of vineyards up there, a lot of farms. And, in the warm May weather, you have these long, relaxed bike rides. My son kind of grew up on the Great Western Bike Rally. They have games for little kids. That's kind of fun. And we can't do that this year because the rally was canceled. And I called up the hotel to move my reservation up to next year, and they said, "Oh, on a typical weekend, the last 6 or 8 weeks or so, they said we've had practically no one." Which, boy, that's got to be tough on the hotel motel business. So yeah. So that's what I would normally be doing. What I'm going to do what we'll be doing around our household this weekend, we're going to stay a lot closer. We'll probably get in some cycling, some hiking, checking in on people, but with appropriate distancing. So let's see what you guys are doing, huh? Joel is saying, I'm going to binge Netflix, usually goes shopping with his family or goes to the beach. So yeah, Joel, what's the plan B? Serena, the ever popular barbecuing. Yeah, I mean, isn't that a summer thing? Well, to barbecue and swim. Um, Boy, if you got your own pool, Serena, you can still swim. And if you got your own backyard, you can still barbecue. The trouble is, under what circumstances would be right to invite people from outside your household? I guess that's kind of the question, huh? Carly is saying, I normally don't do anything. I usually just have last minute plans to hang out with friends. Yeah, it's sort of like there's two types of people in the world, right? There's the ones who make these carefully made plans, and I think I'm a little more in that category. And then there are the ones who just see where the moment takes them. Yeah, so Carly, it sounds like you're a little more on that spontaneous side. Bobo, oh my gosh, every Memorial Day, yeah, and thank you, Bobo, for reminding us what the deeper meaning of the holiday is. It is to provide a memorial for folks who have died in service. So certainly, I can imagine where every time the holiday would come around, that yeah, you would think of that fallen colleague. Destiny, I don't really do anything. I guess I'm going to catch up with my sleeping schedule. Sometimes you just need downtime. I definitely, agree with that. There's sometimes where you're just a little strung out and just dialing it down for a weekend. That may be exactly the right thing. Joel, I'm going to gain weight and watch movies all day instead this year. Okay, well, how haywire can things go in one weekend, right? So, well, why not? Haley, I don't usually celebrate Memorial Day. Yeah, it, unless you're Bobo and you're thinking about soldiers in battle and fallen soldiers. To some degree, Memorial Day can seem a little abstract. Yeah. Marina, going to be at the beach. Okay. Yeah, we have beaches open. Not all activities are really quite approved yet, but it is great to see beaches and hiking trails back open. Farah is saying pool parties are the best. Yeah. We have a family friend who is 98 years old, and she still is a competitive swimmer. Obviously she holds all the records for her age category because there is no one else competitive swimming at 98 years old. And this crisis has been very hard on her because when you're not active for a little while, it doesn't hurt you too much. Me, I have to do a little more to stay active so that I don't lose fitness that I can't get back. But if you're 98 years old, it can literally be life or death if you're just told to shelter in place for weeks and weeks. Well, anyhow, our 98-year-old friend, she finally found a pool that'll let her begin to get, back in the swim. Marina, I usually went to the mall or shopping. What could be a more American activity than going to the mall and shopping? Rafa, I also don't do much on that day, but maybe I'll go hiking or something. Yeah, Rafa, what I'm finding about the trails is they are more crowded than usual. I hiked with a friend in Griffith Park last night, and usually you get more people hiking at night as you get towards summer. That's normal. But last night, it was really crowded. I mean, it was like weirdly crowded. so try to pick off-peak hours, Rafa. I think that's my best advice. Hi, Ashley. How you doing? Okay, well, there's a lot of participation on that one. That was good. I guess you guys are ready for Memorial Day weekend. All right, so today's media note. Today's media note is about the European Union and how they have a different sense of privacy than we do in the United States. And it has led them to kind of an interesting law. And so listen to the NPR story and roll it around your head as to how you feel about this law. Would you feel more restricted? Or would you feel more protected? I mean, after you hear this, you'll see there's a case to be made for both. Then after that, take the media note quiz. And then while you are on Canvas, right, I will have you finish the media law chapter. So last time we finished at public figures and libel. This time you are to start with free press, fair trial. So the last 33 minutes of chapter 13, starting with the slide that is titled Free Press, Fair Trial. So while I'm waiting for last posts in the chat box, I will acknowledge the comments that came across while I was talking. Let's see. Ashley is saying, the beaches are so packed. We drove by Santa Monica to Malibu. Yeah, Ashley, I know that my strategy with hiking is to go at off-peak hours. Maybe, I don't know of any beaches around here that are sort of like obscure, beaches that no one goes to. If we were in Central California, I'd say, go to the beach off of Lompoc or something because it's a pretty remote place. But you don't have something like that around here. Ashley is saying a lot of people weren't wearing masks. Yeah, we're getting to a point of, I don't know, fatigue, and it would be a shame if, folks who, would have been safe wind up getting the virus right about the time we're beginning to turn the tide, just because, we're all getting a little tired of wearing masks. Serena, try to find a hiking trail in La Cañada. Oh, okay. Those aren't too bad. Yeah, that's right. La Cañada kind of has those horse trails, don't they? And I guess they're open now. That's an idea. Oh, another place where the hiking trails aren't too bad is the Verdugo motorway and the Boudry motorway. It's in the hills up from Verdugo Park, across from Glendale College. Yeah, it's not a well-known location like Griffith Park. So yeah, I found that that some of the stuff there in the Verdugos is not bad. Okay. Serena, in Laguna Beach, as well as other beaches, there are hidden smaller beaches with codes. You just have to look for access through stairs. Hey, Serena, that's a good tip. That really is. That really is. And Lucero is saying, whatever you do, just, be careful. And that doesn't just mean wear a mask. It also means if you're going to have, something to drink, maybe let somebody else drive or do the drinking at home, right? Okay. Well, I'm going to end the live chat now. And in a few seconds, I will see you over on Canvas Chat. Bye. And have a good weekend.